Good morning, student. Now today we will start the topic blood and its function and the blood vessels which carry the blood. And now this is the topic from class 10 science, life process, and part is 8. And the first, what we already discussed in circulatory system, the three main part. First is heart, which explained in previous classes, and second one is blood, and third one is blood vessels like arteries and vein, and the blood including also lymph. The blood is the second part of the circulatory systems. It is a fluid connective tissue. I think you know the blood is a connective tissue which you have studied in class 9. This connective tissue, why it is called connective tissue? Because it connects one organ to another organs, and it carry the materials from one organ to another organs, means one part to another part inside the body, and it connect all the organ toward each other. Therefore it is called the connective tissue. It is a fluid because it states it is semi-liquid or in liquid state. Therefore it is a fluid connective tissue. It flow through the blood vessels throughout the body. It means it flow inside the blood vessels. Blood vessels, there is veins, capillaries and arteries. Inside this the blood is flow, and this blood is flow throughout the body. It means all the until the life will exist, then it will flow throughout the body. It means from one part, every part of the cell receive the blood, and this blood is received carried by the blood vessels, which are arteries, veins and the capillaries. The blood has mainly two components. One is granule, that is the blood cell. It contains the cells, granule parts, small particles, and also the liquid part, which is known as plasma. Granule component, which is known as blood cell, which contains the cell, and second is liquid part, liquid component, which is a plasma. These are the main component of the cell, of the blood cell. Blood, which contains cell, blood cell, as well as the plasma, granule component as well as liquid component. And the type of blood cells are mainly blood cells are three types. First is first is RBC. RBC means red blood cell. This red blood cell is red in color, and the red in color means presence of hemoglobin. Why it is red in color? Due to the presence of hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is the respiratory pigment which receives the oxygen and which takes the maximum amount of oxygen in dissolved form. It dissolves in itself in blood. And RBC is the part or the component of the blood cell which carry the gases from one part to the another part. Means from the nostril, that from alveoli to the all part of the body, that will be carry the oxygen, and from all part of the body to the alveoli or to the lungs, it take the carbon dioxide. It means it carry the oxygen from alveoli or the lungs to all part of the body, and from all part of the body to the lungs, or we can say alveoli, is carbon dioxide. Mean exchange of gas. Blood carry the oxygen and the carbon dioxide and contain hemoglobin. This hemoglobin, RBC contain hemoglobin. Due to the presence of hemoglobin, it is red in color, and which you already know. Hemoglobin, capital HB, is the respiratory pigment which carry the oxygen. Hemoglobin means presence of oxygen inside the body. It impart the color to the blood, which give the red color to the blood, and that present in the RBC. And the second is WBC, white blood cell. White blood cell is the soldier of the body, soldier of the cell. It means it protect the cell from the foreign substance, from the foreign germs, from the microbes which attack inside our bodies, our cell. Therefore it fight against the bacteria, it fights against the virus, it fight against the microbes, different microbes which are existing in the environment. This WBC is fight against those microbes, and that does not allow to enter our body. If they entered our body, microbes, virus entered our body, then this WBC fight against those microbes and kill that microbes. Like, and you know the COVID-19, that is the virus. When it entered in our body, if our immunity is strong, means our WBC, which is the soldier of the cell, they will generate in our body itself in much more and quantities, and they will fight against that virus and kill that virus inside our body. Then that at that time we were not affected. We are not affected by this type of virus. If our body having WBC, soldier of the cell, and this WBC is generated only by taking the nutrient food, and that will be produced inside our body, and this provide the body defense and it also produce the antibodies. Nowadays you have seen that when the COVID-19, the COVID-19 patient when cured, then they take the plasma from that patient, and that plasma is injected into the another infected person, and that will create the antibodies itself inside that infected person, and which help to fight against the virus, which is coronavirus. Therefore, this WBC is the soldier of the cells, soldier of the body, soldier of the tissue. It fight against the various type of microbes. It means it create the immunity in our bodies. It create the antibodies in our bodies which fight against a different type of disease. If our immunity is strong, then there will be less affected to our body. Therefore, we have to improve our immunity by increasing the number of white blood cell. And these white blood cells which create the immunity in our body by providing also antibodies, vaccine. You know, the vaccine is now going to be researched. This vaccine is fight against only the particular type of virus. But if the WBC is automatically generated in our body, they can fight with any type of virus. But vaccine is fight against the particular type of virus. If other virus attack to our body, then our body be infected. But if the immunity, natural immunity that will generate in our body, it can fight, our body can fight with any type of virus. This is the difference to natural immunity that will create inside the body, and also create the immunity by injecting the vaccine. This is the second type of component of the cell. And third one is blood platelets. These are helping clotting in blood. Sometimes if injury will take place in our part of our body, then their blood is flow without stopping. That it may be caused death, because the pressure of blood is reduced and there is no clotting, and these platelets help to clot the blood and prevent the major incidents. And when you, I think you know it very well, dengue, which reduce the platelets in our body, which reduce the blood pressure in our body by reducing the platelets. If platelets it will be less in our body, if there will be a small cut in our body, then the blood is flow without stopping. Therefore, platelets are necessary for our body for clotting. And the second component of the blood is plasma. Plasma is the liquid component. It is yellow or maybe a slightly colorless. Yellow color fluid contains 90% of water and 10% of organic substances. It means it is also the liquid part which present in the blood, which help to carry the substance within the blood and contain 90% water and 10% is organic substance like protein and other natural substances. This help the blood to carry the substance, because liquid part help to carry the substance from one part to another part which is present in blood. It means it also transport food, carbon dioxide, nitrogenous waste is dissolved in the dissolved form. Means it plasma transport carry foods and gas like carbon dioxide and gases and also the nitrogenous waste inside our body, means they flow, they are present in the blood. It means we can say blood also carry these substance. Blood and plasma is the liquid part present in the blood which contain 90%, therefore they carry these substance. It means we can say blood also contain plasma and plasma contain to carry transport these substance, or we can say blood also transport foods, nutrient, carbon dioxide and nitrogenous waste. And now the function of blood, that is the first part. It transports the respiratory gas, like respiratory gas, carbon dioxide, oxygen, different gases, mainly respiratory gases, releasing during the respiration, carbon dioxide is released, taking off oxygen, and that will be help to oxidize the food. Transport nitrogenous waste to the kidney, means why? Same as the plasma, because plasma is present in the blood. It carries the nitrogenous waste from all part of the body to where? In the kidney, because kidney is the unit, kidney is help to excrete the waste substance from our body, but the kidney excrete only the liquid part from our body. It helps to transport the hormones, enzymes to the target cell. Blood transports the hormones, enzyme to the cell where they required. If the cell needs hormones, enzyme, then blood provide the hormones and enzyme to the cell. Transport ions from one part of the body to another. Ions also produced. They are also maintain the body temperature. Blood maintain the body temperature. It means if the body temperature is less, then the circulation of blood is not proper way. Means blood is flowing in a very low pressure or the less. If the blood pressure, if the body temperature is high, we can say that there will blood flow very fast. Means it maintain the body temperature. Blood maintain the body temperature and also maintain the pH of our tissue. It means pH is the, we will read in the second chapter. pH means salt solution. pH, that will be the acidic in nature, basic in nature, or neutral. If the blood is acidic in nature, then there will be many type of disease generated inside our body. Therefore, blood maintain pH of our body, make our body neutral or the basic and slightly acidic. But if the pH is less, means 0 to 7, then the pH of our body will be between 0 to 7, then the nature is acidic. It maintains the pH of our body. Lymph is also the other part excluding blood. This is the yellowish fluids from the blood capillaries. It means blood capillaries mean the fluid substance that will be from the blood capillaries, and that they will be escaped from the blood capillaries and entered into the intercellular space, the space which are present in the cell. It comes from the blood capillaries, and where it poured, it goes into the intercellular space that contain, these lymph contain the less amount of protein than the blood. It is similar to the, it is just like similar to the plasma. It is just like similar to the plasma, but contain the less amount of protein and flow the tissue to the heart. Lymph always not from the cell. Tissue flow from tissue to heart and help the transportation and destroying the germs. Lymph flow from tissue to heart and also transport and destroying the germs. This is the function of, this is of lymph. Blood pressure. Blood pressure, when we say the blood pressure is high, blood pressure is low. Means pressure, means force exerted by blood, where it exerts on the wall of the blood vessels. Like blood vessels like arteries or vein. If the blood exert force on the wall of the vein or wall of the artery, generally we will count it on the wall of the arteries. If the pressure exerted by blood or the force exerted by blood on the wall, in the wall of the blood vessels, is known as blood pressure. Blood pressure, the force exerts by blood against the wall of a vessels. Against the wall of a vessels. That is known as blood pressure. It is more in arteries than the vein. Blood pressure is more in arteries than vein. Therefore, the vein, arteries need not to require the wall and vein required wall to prevent the backflow of blood, because vein having the less pressure of blood as compared to arteries, and arteries have a high blood pressure, therefore the wall of the arteries is thick and it deeply, deeply in depth. The pressure exerted in the blood inside the arteries, the blood pressure inside the arteries during ventricular systole, means when there will be a contraction will take place. You have studied about the contraction and relaxation. When there will be a contraction, when the heart will contract, then it will exert more pressure. That pressure is at the time of contraction is the ventricular systole. Ventricular systole is the pressure exerted by blood at the time of contraction, that is known as systolic pressure. And the pressure during the arteries, pressure in the arteries during the ventricular diastolic is known as diastolic pressure, means when the pressure and the relaxation, at the time of relaxation in the heart, that will be the ventricular pressure. Therefore the normal pressure of human being 120 mmHg and 80 mmHg, that will be the range of the blood pressure. This will be calculated in mercury, height of mercury. If we will measure, call the systolic pressure. Normal systolic pressure is about 120, diastolic pressure measured by the sigmometer. And next topic we will discuss the arteries and vein, the blood vessels, and what are the difference in the transportation will take place in plants.